The sandwich is practically an American institution, a staple of lunchboxes, parties, and picnics. But have you ever wondered about the sandwiches that graced dinner tables in decades past? Today, we're diving into some of the most popular forgotten sandwiches from history. Let's take a trip down memory lane. 1. Creamed corn sandwich. This lunchtime classic was incredibly easy to make. It primarily consisted of creamy, sweet corn kernels, often paired with cheese, vegetables and herbs, spread on buttered bread. A quick press in a panini maker, and lunch was ready to go. This sandwich was a favorite for those with busy lifestyles, offering a quick and tasty meal. However, as tastes evolved, creamed corn sandwiches faded from popularity. While a rarity in restaurants today, it's still beloved by those who appreciate nostalgic flavors and vegetarian-friendly options. 2. Pimento cheese sandwich. A true American classic, the pimento cheese sandwich was once a household favorite. Originating in the North, it became a southern staple due to the abundance of pimento peppers in the region. The simple yet delicious recipe included mayonnaise, warm milk, shredded cheddar, and pimento peppers spread over fresh bread. While it has waned in popularity, pimento cheese still finds its way into modern kitchens as a sandwich spread, a side dish, or even a burger topping. 3. Anchovy paste sandwich. A major staple in the 1950s and 60s. This sandwich was even referenced in pop culture, including the 1981 James Bond film For Your Eyes Only. The recipe was simple yet flavorful. Crushed anchovies mixed with breadcrumbs, olive oil, milk and pepper, spread on toast with cucumbers. While its strong flavor isn't for everyone, the anchovy paste sandwich remains a unique and versatile option for 11. Chicken liver sandwich. A popular fixture in the 1950s, the chicken liver sandwich was a hearty meal, made by marinating and cooking chicken liver, then layering it with lettuce, tomatoes and mayonnaise on toasted bread. It was a staple in many households. While not as widely consumed today, it still appears in select bars and diners for those with adventurous palates. Some sandwiches have stood the test of time, while others have faded into obscurity due to changing tastes and the demand for convenience. Let's take a look at some forgotten yet fascinating sandwiches that once graced dinner tables. 1. Chicken liver sandwich. This sandwich was a favorite for many, but it gradually lost popularity due to the time-consuming preparation and the shift towards simpler flavors. Despite this, the chicken liver sandwich still holds a special place in some households. 2. Banana and mayonnaise sandwich. At first glance, combining mayonnaise with bananas might seem odd, but this southern comfort food was once a beloved treat. The creamy tanginess of the mayo complemented the banana's sweetness, making for a surprisingly delicious bite. However, as people moved away from unconventional flavor combinations, this sandwich fell out of favor. 3. Potted meat sandwich. Potted meat, a soft, preserved meat paste, was a convenient way to enjoy a sandwich when refrigeration was limited. Simply spread butter and potted meat between slices of bread for a quick meal. As food preservation methods improved, the need for potted meat diminished, and this sandwich became a relic of the past. 4. Deviled ham sandwich. This spicy ham spread sandwich gained popularity in the late 19th century, with its flavorful mix of ground ham, mayonnaise, mustard, garlic, onions, paprika, and celery salt. However, the preparation time and the shift toward fast food made this once popular sandwich less common over time. 5. Cheese and Marmite sandwich. Marmite, a strong flavored yeast extract paired with cheese made for a bold sandwich choice. Its distinct savory and salty taste was either loved or loathed. As food options expanded, this once common sandwich lost its widespread appeal. Six. Cold meatloaf sandwich. A comforting southern classic, this sandwich consisted of turkey meatloaf, white bread, butter, cheese, and a hint of mayo. Optional toppings like ketchup, tomatoes, hot sauce, or bacon added extra flavor. Despite its nostalgic charm, the shift toward quick and easy meals pushed this sandwich into obscurity. 7. Corned beef tongue sandwich. A high-effort, high-reward sandwich, this dish required slow-cooked beef tongue, combined with carrots, onions, garlic, bell peppers, paprika, and more. While once considered a gourmet home-cooked meal, its labor-intensive process made it less suitable for the fast-paced modern lifestyle. 8. Chicken and cranberry sandwich. This sandwich was a product of the early 20th century's love for cranberry-infused recipes. The combination of shredded chicken, mayo, green onions, dried cranberries, apples, pecans, lime juice, salt, and black pepper created a unique balance of sweet and savory. However, as simpler flavors became the norm, this sandwich faded from popularity. 9. Scrapple sandwich. Scrapple, a seasoned meatloaf made from pork scraps, was a staple in many American homes. Combined with eggs, cheese, and white bread, it provided a hearty breakfast option. Though still enjoyed in some regions, it became less common as people opted for faster morning meals. 10. Head cheese sandwich. Head cheese, a cold cut made from cooked and pressed pig parts, was once considered a gourmet ingredient. When paired with mayonnaise, mustard, and pickles, it made for a rich and flavorful sandwich. However, its unusual ingredients and intricate preparation process led to its decline in popularity. While these sandwiches may not be as popular today, they each have a unique place in culinary history. Have you ever tried any of these? Which one would you bring back? Arthur Treacher's fish and chips took off like a rocket when it launched in 1969. By the mid-70s, the chain had expanded to over 800 locations, bringing a taste of the British seaside to American shores. At a time when burgers reigned supreme in the fast food world, Arthur Treacher's offered something different for seafood lovers. But let's be honest, how many people really knew who Arthur Treacher was? While the restaurant was named after the British actor, customers were far more interested in his fish frying expertise than his filmography. The battered North Atlantic cod fillets, fried to golden perfection, had a signature crunch that was music to the ears. Pair that with thick hand-cut fries and you had a meal that felt like a mini vacation, minus the seagulls and unpredictable weather. And who could forget the hush puppies? Were they necessary? Not really. Did people love them? Absolutely. For those looking to break free from burger monotony, Arthur Treacher's was the place to be. But in a fast food market dominated by burgers, the tides eventually turned. The chain struggled to keep up, and as time passed, its once thriving locations dwindled. Today, it's hard to find a place still serving that iconic buttered fish, leaving many wondering why it faded away. Speaking of forgotten favorites, let's talk about Stuckey's. Stuckey's began as a humble pecan stand on the side of Georgia Road in the 1930s. But by the 1970s, it had transformed into a nationwide road trip icon with over 350 stores. If you were cruising down America's highways back then, a Stuckey's stop was almost inevitable. It was where travelers fueled up, grabbed a bite, and loaded up on souvenirs they'd probably regret buying later. Who didn't need a plastic alligator keychain, right? The real charm of Stuckey's wasn't just in its cozy, family-friendly vibe. It was the snacks, particularly the famous pecan log rolls. A road trip without one of those sugary, nut-covered delights just didn't feel complete. The food itself wasn't anything special. Hot dogs, burgers, and southern comfort dishes. But it was reliable, just like an old friend from middle school. Despite its nostalgic charm, Stuckey's couldn't keep up with the corporate giants that eventually took over highway rest stops. Slowly but surely, the once thriving chain faded into history. Next time you pull into a gas station on a road trip, take a moment to remember the simpler days when Stuckey's was the go-to stop for weary travelers. And speaking of simpler times, few restaurants bring back cherished memories quite like Bennigan's. In its prime, Bennigan's was the go-to spot for a special family dinner. Hardworking parents would take their kids there for a treat. And at the time, few realized the sacrifices they made to create those moments. As a kid, you weren't thinking about the cost. You were just there for the mozzarella sticks. Among casual dining spots like Chili's, TGI Fridays, Applebee's, Red Robin, and Ruby Tuesday, Bennigan's stood out. It had the perfect combination of a lively atmosphere, hearty food, and if memory serves, some of the best chicken tenders known to humankind. Though a handful of Bennigan's locations still exist, they are a shadow of their former selves. The charm and excitement of the original chain seem to have disappeared. Maybe it's nostalgia talking, or maybe restaurants just don't live up to childhood memories. Either way, it's hard not to miss those carefree days when a simple meal at Bennigan's felt like the highlight of the week. Nostalgia makes everything taste better. Either way, Bennigan's in the 70s and 80s was unbeatable. Pork chops and applesauce. Pork chops and applesauce for dinner? Absolutely. The combination of savory pork chops and sweet applesauce is a beloved American comfort food that became a household staple in the mid-20th century. While pork and apples have been paired in various cuisines for centuries, it was during this time that the duo gained its signature status in American kitchens. The contrast of juicy seasoned pork with the smooth, sweet applesauce creates a perfectly balanced bite that keeps you coming back for more. Reaching peak popularity in the mid to late 20th century, this simple yet flavorful dish became synonymous with home-cooked meals and family gatherings. While its prominence may have waned with the rise of diverse global cuisines, pork chops and applesauce still hold a nostalgic place in many hearts and kitchens. Making it is delightfully easy. You'll need pork chops, applesauce, your preferred seasonings, and either butter or oil for cooking. Start by seasoning your pork chops with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Then sear them in a skillet with butter or oil until they reach your desired level of doneness. Finally, serve them hot with a generous side of applesauce. The result? A satisfying meal that stood the test of time, proving that delicious doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. The same can be said for the next dish on our list. Tuna noodle casserole. When it comes to effortless comfort food, few dishes can compete with tuna noodle casserole. A post-World War II staple, this quintessential American dish rose to prominence in the mid-20th century, when canned tuna and condensed cream of mushroom soup became pantry staples. Its affordability and ease of preparation made it a go-to dinner for busy families across the country. During the 1950s and 60s, tuna noodle casserole was a mealtime favorite, known for its creamy, hearty nature. While modern health-conscious cooking has somewhat lessened its appeal, the dish remains a nostalgic classic, evoking memories of cozy family dinners and simpler times. To make it, you'll need egg noodles, canned tuna, condensed cream of mushroom soup, milk, frozen peas, cheddar cheese, breadcrumbs, and butter. These budget-friendly ingredients come together in a quick, satisfying bake. The combination of creamy sauce, tender noodles, and crunchy topping delivers a textural delight in every bite. If you're craving something even heartier, our next dish won't disappoint. Salisbury steak. Nothing beats the rich, meaty flavor of a well-made Salisbury steak. This American classic traces its origins back to the late 19th century and Dr. James H. Salisbury, a physician who championed a meat-heavy diet. What began as a simple dish evolved into a flavorful, comforting meal that has graced dinner tables for generations. Salisbury steak hit peak popularity in the mid-20th century, thanks to its affordability and satisfying taste. It became a staple of post-war American households, offering a budget-friendly alternative to traditional steak dinners. While global cuisines have since diversified dinner menus, this dish remains a cherished favorite. Making it is surprisingly easy. First, mix ground beef, breadcrumbs, onion, egg, milk, Worcestershire sauce, salt and pepper. Shape into patties, then sear in a skillet until browned. In the same pan, sauté mushrooms in batter, sprinkle with flour, and gradually whisk in beef broth to create a rich gravy. Simmer the patties in the sauce until everything melts together into a mouth-watering dish. Serve with mashed potatoes and green beans for the ultimate comforting experience. Now, if you're in the mood for something truly indulgent, our next dish takes fine dining to another level. Lobster thermidor. For a taste of luxury, look no further than lobster thermidor. This decadent French dish, created in the late 19th century, was named after the play Thermidor by Victorien Sardou, featuring succulent lobster meat bathed in a rich, creamy sauce made with white wine, egg yolks and mustard. This dish epitomizes elegance and indulgence. Lobster thermidor was a highlight of fine dining in the early to mid 20th century, often served in upscale restaurants and hotels. While its popularity has waned due to the rising cost of lobster and a shift toward casual dining, it remains a coveted dish for special occasions and those seeking a taste of old-world sophistication. The preparation is intricate but rewarding. It involves cooking the lobster, crafting the velvety sauce, and assembling the dish within the lobster shells for an eye-catching presentation. Though not an everyday meal, it remains a timeless symbol of culinary excellence. If you're looking for another dish steeped in history and refinement, the next one on our list fits the bill. Beef stroganoff. A dish with Russian aristocratic roots. Beef stroganoff has delighted palates since the 19th century. If you're looking for a taste of the past, you can still visit Bob's Big Boy in Pasadena, California. But let's be honest, the meals just don't hit the same as they used to. 17. Steak and ale, a taste of affordable luxury. Before steak and ale, the idea of enjoying a filet mignon or ribeye in a casual restaurant seemed out of reach for most families. But in 1966, Norman Brinker changed the game when he opened Steak and Ale in Dallas. This wasn't just another steakhouse, it was a revolution in casual dining. Brinker's genius lay in making quality steaks accessible to middle-class families, elevating the dining experience without the high-end price tag. But Steak and Ale didn't just stop at good steak, it also introduced the first ever salad bar. That's right, the buffet-style salad bars we take for granted today got their start here, or at least that's what most people say. What really made the restaurant stand out? The rustic wood-paneled walls, dim lighting, and the rich aroma of sizzling steaks, all creating an English pub-inspired ambience that felt both cozy and upscale. But as dining trends shifted, Steak and Ale struggled to keep up, and by the early 2000s, it had faded into nostalgia. Now, let's talk about a steakhouse that should have been the king for decades, but ultimately couldn't hold onto its throne. 18. Ponderosa Steakhouse. The Wild West on a plate. Founded in the early 1960s, Ponderosa Steakhouse quickly became a beloved fixture in casual dining, particularly in the Midwest and the South. By the 70s, it had expanded to over 600 locations, offering a rustic Western theme that promised diners a taste of the frontier. What made Ponderosa special? The all-you-can-eat steak and buffet. Families flocked to the restaurant for juicy, sizzling cuts of beef grilled to perfection. Served with baked potatoes, crispy fries, and a salad bar, stacked with everything from pasta salad to an avalanche of croutons. And let's not forget the decadent desserts that no visit was complete without. At its peak, Ponderosa was the place to get a hearty meal on a budget. But over time, changing tastes and competition took their toll. Today, finding a Ponderosa location is like searching for buried treasure. Rare and nostalgic, but likely not as golden as you remember. Now, let's talk about a restaurant that had the potential to be as big, if not bigger, than KFC. But fate had other plans. 19. Horn and Hardart, the original fast food revolution. Established in Philadelphia in 1888 and later expanding to New York City, Horn and Hardart wasn't just a restaurant. It was a futuristic marvel. It was America's first automated restaurant chain, giving diners a unique experience where they could serve themselves from a glass-enclosed food dispensers. By the 70s, it had become an institution, blending the convenience of fast food with the warmth of a classic diner. Was there anything more exciting than picking your meal from a row of colorful, ready-to-go dishes? The menu was comfort food heaven: creamy mac and cheese, mouth-watering meatloaf, and perfectly baked pies. And let's not forget the coffee. Served in shiny metal pots, it was the fuel of the working class and the signature of the chain. For decades, Horn and Hardart was ahead of its time. But with the rise of modern fast food chains and changing consumer habits, it couldn't keep up. By the turn of the century, its locations had all but vanished, leaving behind only memories. So, which of these legendary restaurants did you get to experience? Are there any you wish you could visit just one more time? Let us know in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your foodie friends. See you next time. Clam chowder. Clam chowder holds a special place in American culinary history, especially in New England, where it has been a cherished dish for centuries. This hearty soup comes in two main styles: New England clam chowder and Manhattan clam chowder. The New England version is rich and creamy, made with milk or cream, potatoes, bacon, and clams, creating a thick and indulgent texture. In contrast, Manhattan clam chowder is lighter, featuring a tomato-based broth with onions, peppers, and other vegetables for a more vibrant and tangy taste. Clam chowder's popularity peaked in the mid-20th century, often associated with coastal dining and cozy comfort meals. While the cost of making clam chowder depends on the fluctuating price of clams, it remains a moderately priced dish that packs a punch of flavor. And just like this nostalgic classic, the next dish on our list carries its own rich history. Goulash. Originating from the vast Hungarian plains, goulash is a robust, flavorful stew that has been a staple in Hungarian cuisine for centuries. However, in the 20th century, it gained widespread popularity across Europe and the United States, becoming a go-to comfort dish. Known for its hearty, warming qualities, goulash is especially beloved during colder months, offering a deeply satisfying meal for families. While it may not be as widely consumed in modern American kitchens as some other dishes, those who appreciate bold, rich flavors continue to hold goulash in high regard. The dish is also incredibly budget-friendly, especially when made with affordable cuts of beef. Of course, for a more luxurious version, simply opt for premium ingredients, just like the next dish on our list, which might just become your new favorite. Shepherd's pie. A timeless British classic, shepherd's pie has long been a symbol of warmth and home-cooked comfort. Traditionally made with minced lamb, this dish features a savory blend of seasoned meat, vegetables, and rich gravy, all topped with buttery mashed potatoes before being baked to golden perfection. It has been a staple of British cuisine for centuries and later spread to countries with strong British influences. Its ingredients: ground lamb, carrots, peas, potatoes, butter, flour, milk, and broth, come together in a simple yet deeply satisfying dish. To achieve the best flavor, bake until the top is beautifully golden and crispy. Despite its history, shepherd's pie, like many classic comfort foods, has seen its popularity fade slightly in the face of modern culinary trends. And that's a wrap for today's video. Which of these 20 dishes was your favorite? Did we miss a nostalgic classic that you love? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more delicious food content. See you in the next video.